my giant rocket, I'd be an astro jockey.
Tess, that's enough, okay? Cut the singing and help me get our stuff together. The show is about to start.
About to start, Theo? No way, not for another hour.
Yes way, any minute now. And I still can't find my notes, so I'll know what today's show is about.
I know what today's show is about, but believe me, we're not starting for... Everyone's already here, Theo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well then, a cheery hello and a hearty welcome to How and Why TV from Theo.
Tess?
And, of course, our very own Quentin, Quentin, the full stop.
Today we're going to focus on one of the most exciting topics of humanity.
That's right. Today we'll have action, adventure, and rockets, and astronauts, and countdowns.
Well, actually, today's show is more about rocket engines, gravity,
okay,
the
to make it
atmosphere,
short.
gas
Today's
particles,
show is about Earth, planets, and traveling in outer space.
A rocket starts its engines and lifts off. The beginning of an incredible voyage for the astronauts. In their spaceships, they leave the Earth behind them. When they arrive in outer space, they look back on the planet we live on. From up here, the Earth looks like a giant marble floating in space. And all around are untold other planets still to be explored by the astronauts. Each trip into outer space starts at a spaceport. These spaceships are known as space shuttles. It is on its way to the launch pad. In a few hours, it will bring the astronauts on board to a space station. For weeks, about 20,000 people have been preparing the voyage. At the spaceport, suspense reaches its peak as the countdown begins.
Start 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
At more than 16,000 miles per hour, the rocket blasts toward outer space. 10 times faster than a jet fighter. The shuttle takes 1 day to reach the space station. The station is as big as a soccer field and has a kind of pier. This is where the shuttle has to dock, a tricky undertaking. The two hatches can only be opened if they are perfectly aligned. Then the astronauts can board and greet their colleagues who have been waiting for them in the space station. In honor of the occasion, the astronauts have dinner together, and that's not that easy in space because the food floats around in the room. Liquids like milk form blobs, and bread gyrates in the air. After resting a little, the crew gets to work. A lot of experiments are carried out in space. The astronauts will experiment with medications or test new computer programs. Here, the astronauts are preparing to leave the space station in order to undertake a repair job. To do so, they have to don their spacesuits. These are the most expensive articles of clothing in the world and cost more than $10 million. Without their suits, the astronauts couldn't survive a spacewalk because there is no oxygen in outer space and the temperatures are extreme. At minus 180 degrees, it can be colder than in any refrigerator. Then again, at 150-degree heat, it can be hotter than in any desert. The suit protects the astronauts from extreme temperatures and supplies them with the necessary air to breathe. All voyages to outer space and the astronauts' experiments have a common goal: to find out if humans can someday live on another planet.
So, my dear Theo, get some more fan mail?
Yeah, right, fan mail. As you might possibly remember, I partook in a game show. Well, and given my superior intelligence, this in all likelihood is the main prize. Just look at this envelope, fanciest Italian paper.
Go on, open it already. What's it say?
And we are happy to inform you that our quiz show Who Knows the Most has awarded you the Booby Prize, a unique adventure safari to a reptilian zoo. The Booby Prize? They think they can ditch me with a Booby Prize?
Be happy with what you get. Let's go.
All right. There are only 2 free tickets included.
So what? That's enough for the 2 of us.
Yeah, and what are we going to do with Quentin?
We'll just smuggle him in. Oh, don't get excited because of Quentin. Aren't you interested at all in the reptiles and amphibians?
Yeah, really fascinating animals. Amphibians were the first creatures on Earth. They crawled out of the water and learned to live on land. And later on, these amphibians developed into reptiles. And they can survive on dry land, just like us.
Well then, let's get going.
What? But where are we going?
Naturally to the most dangerous reptiles of all, the crocodiles.
The zookeepers must be careful while feeding the Nile crocodiles, because they could suddenly and very quickly attack. The keepers watch all 4 animals at once and call out to one another where they are. They use a long pole to pass the crocodiles food. Each animal is fed separately. That way they don't fight and injure each other for the food. They don't need to eat much when they're in the zoo because they don't need to exert themselves in order to find their food. Crocodiles in the wild have to hunt for their food. They hide in the water with just their noses and eyes visible above the surface. They glide almost imperceptibly through the water. When they are close enough to their prey, they strike.
Tess, have you seen Quentin?
No.
Why on earth are you wearing those diving goggles? And tell me, what is that strange noise I keep hearing?
Quentin, he's getting ready for today's topic.
Are we going to talk about inflatable toys for the pool?
Good grief, Theo. I really think you're a little bit out of it today. We're going to learn about whales and dolphins.
Oh, I get it.
We have always been fascinated by whales and dolphins. They are mammals, but like fish, they live in the water. Whales are the largest and heaviest animals on Earth. Their appearance may be fat and lethargic, but in reality, they are fast and elegant swimmers. Some of them reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. Now that's as fast as the speed of a racing cyclist. And some of them live for up to 100 years or more. We have all this information thanks to the scientists who research the lives of whales and dolphins. Biologist Sabina Eroldi is one such scientist. She and her colleagues work on the research vessel Gemini Lab. Sabina and her team are cruising the Mediterranean along the French, Italian, and Corsican coastlines. They are watching whales and dolphins. Sometimes they have to wait for hours before they see the tail fin of a whale. On other days, a gigantic caudal fin may appear in front of them in the middle of the ocean after just a few minutes. Spotting a whale that quickly is a case of extreme good luck. After all, whales surface only for a few brief minutes. Although they live in the water like fish, they have to keep coming up for air. Unlike fish, they do not have gills. They breathe through lungs just like humans do. When they are underwater, they hold their breath. To get the oxygen they need to survive, they have to surface again and again. It goes without saying that whales can hold their breath much longer than we humans can. Duck whales, for example, stay submerged for up to 2 hours. Whales are optimally equipped for their brief visits above water. They are breathing through nostrils called blowholes, located on the top or back of their head. This allows them to suck in air without having to lift their heads above the water's surface. The blowholes are covered by muscular flaps that keep water from entering when the whale is underwater. Scientists call these gushers, which are frequently visible from quite a distance, blows. They are indeed whales. To be precise, all toothed whales are referred to as Odontocetus. Dolphins are also mammals that hold their breath while they are underwater. Just like other whales, they have adapted their bodies completely to ocean life. Thanks to their more streamlined physique, they are also more flexible and mobile than the large whales. Humans also see dolphins as a friendly animal. Their pointed snout is shaped in such a way that it looks as if they are always smiling. Some scientists claim that dolphins are almost as intelligent as humans. Their brain is only slightly smaller than ours. However, a method to measure their actual intelligence has not yet been formulated. But we do know quite a lot about their superior hunting skills. Dolphins round up schools of fish, encircling and confusing their prey with loud noises. They jump up and cannonball into the water. They have about 80 to 100 small, sharp, and pointed teeth with which they grab their catch. They swallow their food without chewing it. Sometimes several hundred dolphins form a pod to hunt together. Just like the dolphin, all Odontocetus are predators. Primarily, they hunt for fish. Some species, however, do even eat other whales. The orca is such a predator, who has earned the name killer whale. This Odontoceti hunts for fish, seals, and even other whales. Orcas are very creative when it comes to food. For example, they intentionally get beached in areas where seals can be found. Then they try to catch them. Sometimes orcas pursue prey that is much larger than they are.
Now we've gone to all the trouble of diving and there isn't a whale or dolphin in sight. Where are they all hiding?
I don't know either, Tess, but I guess whales and dolphins could just dive a whole lot deeper than we can.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Brother.
Just wanted to tell you, you can take off those silly goggles now.
Right. Bleh.